writer, director, cinematographer, and editor of LOA the Movie. I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. This movie hasn't even been made. We're making this right now, in real time, right before your eyes. I'm going to prove to you that the law of attraction works. And I'm going to teach you my techniques firsthand. Thank you. Enjoy my video. I start talking to him. I said, how'd you know I needed a preacher? He's like, well, you left me a message. It was the house that I was looking at. It was the trailer. So we started talking, and I said, yeah, I'm interested in your trailer. But not only am I interested in that, I'm interested in a preacher. Let's talk, man. He owned a church. He had 2 churches. He had one in Orlando, one in Gainesville. And he went for about an hour and 30 minutes or so. He actually said, listen, I'd love you to come out to my church, and I'd love for you to teach the children. I loved the idea. I wanted to. At that moment, that's where you take those opportunities. And I lived in Gainesville at that moment, and me and my ex-fiance were gonna move to Orlando. Okay, we were actually gonna move to Orlando so I can go to school at Full Sail University. This was one of the plans. Going back to this, we're on the phone, and he's reading the Bible to me. He kind of misquotes a couple things, because I actually grabbed my Bible and I went to that verse, and I said, no, this is the way you say it, man. Because he was actually trying to prove me wrong a couple times, and I don't know why he was fighting back with me. But, and there we go again, because I was kind of talking about the law of attraction. And he was kind of, oh no, God, which is fine. But guys, come on, let's not fight over this. I mean, it's really not, I'm not trying to argue. I'm trying to I'm just trying to come at a term where we're swinging. We're swinging on a swing, and we're having fun, and we're enjoying ourselves, and we're just swinging, and we're smiling, and we're like, hey, can you understand where I'm coming from? I understand where you're coming from. That's interesting. That's awesome. You know, you believe in it that way. I believe in it this way. You know what? Our beliefs are kind of like the same, but they're different. You know, you're praying towards this. I'm praying towards this, and look, we're coming with the same results. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird that you've got this kind of structure that you believe in, I've got this that I believe in, and our feelings and our vibrations and everything are just kind of the same, but they're still going, you know, and they're like parallel, and we're getting at the same, you know, the same thing at the end, right there. Okay, so that's amazing. That's awesome. So there's not just one way. There's not just one way. Okay, just remember that there's not. There's tons of ways. There's an infinite amount of ways that you can reach an end goal, or whatever you want to get at, whatever we're reaching at, and whatever you want, you can get there that way. We're just talking, and it was great. It was awesome. Well, here you go. Outside sources. I talked to the ex-fiance after the conversation, and I'm excited. I said, you know what? This was meant for me to go teach children, to talk to children, to reach children. And I look back at this, and I could have brought some love into these kids' lives. I could have brought, and this is where people fear things. I am very fearless, very fearless. I will jump off anything. I will go into any cave. I will walk into the darkness. I will walk in the room before you. I will go on the front line. I mean, I don't care. I care. I care enough to where I'll go first. So I just know. That's what brings me these unlimited, that's what brings me these possibilities. Some people say, Tasha, how does your life how's it fulfilling? How do you do all this? How are you so happy? How is this for you? And I say, you know what? I just love life, and I live it, and I enjoy it. I don't get caught up in the comfort zone, and when I do get caught up in the comfort zone, I'm there for a little bit, and then I realize it quick, and I freaking smack myself. And you know what? If I don't smack myself, usually it's the universe that does it for me. Comfortable, boom, get up, go, move, keep moving, Tasha. You have a job to do. Go do your job. Go speak to these people. During that time, I call up the fiance, and at the time we're just like dating, and I said, so I'm looking for this place for us, and I met on the phone this preacher, and you wouldn't believe it. Like, I've been looking for a preacher, and I don't know what his thoughts were, but man, I was living in it, and you're living in it with me right now, because I'm telling you about it. It was happening, and that's the way it happened. I'm telling him, and I think he's getting a little skeptical. I think anybody would get skeptical. If somebody called me up and said that to me, I'd be like, okay, all right, are you taking your medicine? Seriously, I'm not joking. I think he kind of got scared. And I don't even know what I was getting into at that moment. I called him up and I told him the story. I said, hey, this is what's going on, this is this, and so on and so forth. And he said, don't go to that church. I said, why? Why not? And then he had his reasons. I don't even remember, but of course I honored it. You know, and at that moment, that's where I should have followed my instinct, and I should have said, listen, I don't care what you say, I'm going. And if you have a problem with it, we're not together anymore. Don't be afraid to tell people those things, because it's your life. And in the end, it's you that matters. And if somebody is trying to stop you from doing what you want to do, now if you're obviously sick or something weird or something, come on, we know, okay? Do what you want to do and follow your dreams. Yes,